Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. My name is River, I'm an artist, and today we're gonna be making a few books together. So I'm gonna walk you through the process of how I made these 5 books. Before we get started, please consider subscribing to the channel and leaving a comment and leaving a little like if you like the video. Thank you so much, that's really helpful for me. I hope you enjoyed this video and let's get started. So the first thing I'm preparing for these books are the pages. I'm using different types of paper to make the signatures just because I want 2 of the books to have blank white pages for drawing, 2 of them to have lined paper for writing, and 1 of them is gonna have a mix of both. So I'm using these big sheets of paper here for the drawing paper because I want the paper quality to be kind of better than just the paper you use for printing stuff, so this is just some sheets of paper that I found that I bought at the art store, so they're a bit better quality. It's a pretty repetitive task and a kind of long one, but if you put on a show that you like or some good music, it goes by in the blink of an eye. Then I just have to repeat that for all of the pages, for all of the books. And once that's done, I can start preparing the signatures. What I have to do now is count the pages to make signatures with the same number of pages in each signature. And once those are ready, I can start folding them. When I'm folding the signatures, I make sure to really press down hard with my bone folder to make sure that the fold is really flat. This is just to kind of make the sewing process easier, because when you're sewing your books, you want them to be as flat as possible so that the sewing is tight. And since I don't have a book press at home, this is the only way that I can get them really flat. I have all my books ready now. I want my books to be in the shapes of hearts, so that when you open them, you have a heart-shaped book. So the only way that I can do that with the materials that I have is if I cut out all of the signatures by hand in the shape that I want. So it takes a bit of time and it doesn't give like perfect cuts. The thing that I'm gonna do once the book is sewn and the spines are glued is that I'm gonna sand the pages so that they're all at the same height, and it gives a much cleaner finish to the pages. And once all my signatures are cut out, I can prepare for sewing. So I pre-punch my holes in each signature. I just do that by using a guide that I slide into the signatures and just pierce a hole. I'm just using a needle on some cork thing to punch the holes. Sewing is one of my favorite parts of book making. I don't know why, I just find it so relaxing and fun. So I just put on a nice movie and get in the zone and get to sewing all of them. Once you're in the zone, it goes by really fast. I'm not sewing on any ribbons or anything for these books because they're really small and then they don't need that much support. The bigger a book is and the more pages it has, the heavier it's going to be, and the heavier the book is, the more support it needs. So you would have ribbons or some kind of rope going across the spine for bigger books, but for these little notebooks, they're really tiny and they're really light, so you don't really need that extra support. So I just finish up the sewing with a nice kettle stitch, and then the book is sewn. And I repeat that for the others until all of my books are sewn. I glued the spine off camera, but it's a very simple process. You just apply glue to the spine and make sure everything is straight. And then you let them dry either overnight or for a few hours if you want to round the book. So, to make the covers of the book, I'm gonna need some cardboard, and I'm using these chocolate packaging things that I have. Me and my family, we eat a lot of chocolate, and I noticed that the ones that we have, the packaging is kind of similar to like a cereal box cardboard, you know, that kind of texture. So by gluing 2 layers of that packaging together, I get a very slim but also really sturdy and strong cardboard that I can use to make the covers for my books. This is a good way to recycle because I'm telling you, we go through a lot of these and I'm not even sure that they are recyclable because they have a sort of like plastic, really thin plastic coating on them, so I just let all of those dry under a wood panel and some weight. And while those are drying, I can move on to the next step, which is going to be to paint on the covers of the books. I decided to paint all of the covers by hand, using some fabric paint. I really wanted these books to be one of a kind and special, and I think the hand painting really adds to that. This is the second time that I'm painting on fabric, and I think it turned out pretty alright. I'm really happy with the colors. They turned out really saturated. I'm just using acrylic paint and a mix for paint that turns acrylic paint into fabric paint. The way that I'm going to be using the fabric in the book is simply by gluing a paper backing on the fabric, and that paper is going to allow me to glue the fabric on the cardboards that you saw me prepare earlier. If I didn't have the paper between the fabric and the cardboard, the glue that I'm using to glue them together would seep into the fabric and ruin the design basically. I'm using a special glue for that you can make at home. It's called paste. It's just using flour and water, and it sticks really well. And the upside to that is that it's reversible and it's not gonna seep into the fabric. While I was doing that, my cardboards have dried. And I can now cut them out into half heart shapes. So one of these is going to go on either side of the book to create the covers and obviously protect the book. You can see that the glue I was telling you about really does glue pretty well, because I used some blotting paper in between each of these and the paper really stuck to it. So it can be a really strong glue. Alright, I'm really happy with these. I think they look really, really nice. I just trimmed them to size and shape, leaving about a centimeter around the perimeters of the boards to have enough fabric to fold into the covers after. I kind of made up this technique on the spot to make sure that the boards would be lined up with the design that I painted, but it worked out really well. I'm just using the transparency of the window to place my boards where I want them to be. And I was enjoying my playlist when I was making this, so I'm gonna leave you with a bit of a musical moment and you can sing along if you want. Going 90 ain't scary, cause I got Virgin Mary sitting on dashboard of my car. I'm in the backseat singing Jesus, up there grinning, sitting on dashboard of my car. On my car, going 90, it ain't scary, cause I got Virgin Mary sitting on dashboard of my car. Ring around, pick over, I don't care, sees my feather sitting on dashboard of my car. Ah, ah. Hold on your hand, you believe I'm the man you don't understand. And now it's on to the very important step of placing the book inside of its covers. So during this step I have to make sure that everything is lined up properly, that the book sits correctly in the covers. And I just go slow and make sure that I check everything. It can be a kind of stressful step, but it's also one of the best because you can finally see the book really come together as one. And then all the books can have a little nap together. And then the actual last step is to fold the excess fabric that's around the border of the book into the covers. It's a bit tricky when your book has curves, but after 5 books I really worked it out and like got a technique that really worked. Thank you for joining me in the process of making these books. I had so much fun making them and I'm so excited to make more. I have an exciting news. I have a market coming up in a few months and it's gonna be my first market ever and I'm really excited about it. I plan on making a lot of books for the market, so I'll probably make more bookmaking videos in the future. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please again consider subscribing to the channel, like the video, and comment your thoughts, comment anything you want. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next week.